So hello. So back in September I went to a air show sort of event, and I saw this Thrustmaster throttle for the F-16, and I just tried it on my hand, and I just had to have it. It's it looked great, it felt great. So I ordered one, and a couple weeks ago I got it, and so I'm doing this review test demo just to show it a little bit. Okay, this is just a regular consumer video. Nobody sent me the product, nobody contacted me, no company. I bought it with my own money, and nobody asked me to do the video, so it's all on me. And yeah, I hope it's useful. So let's get to the unboxing and all the rest of it. All right. Let's see. Aha. Box. Okay, instructions. Some more papers. Here it is. USB cable. Packaging. Here it is. Haha. Right. And rather light. Not as heavy as I expected, but yeah, pretty sturdy. Looks great. Okay, so here is the unit. The handle is in metal, very sturdy, and it's attached to this arm that's also in metal, which is attached to some well, gears and stuff which also are in metal. This is all metal, and then the buttons are plastic, but they also feel very sturdy. Here we have everything in plastic. This profile where the throttle moves is also pieces of metal. Everything else plastic. buttons, the base. The actual base has metal in it as well, and yeah. Here on the back there's a hex key. Okay, so you can adjust the friction by using the X key on that little hole and rotating right and left to adjust the friction of the throttle. Okay, so the way this thing works, so right now it's in the cutoff position, so you have this lever to get out or into cutoff. As you can see, when you go to cutoff, it activates this button number 18. Okay, so then you are out of cutoff, you have the z-axis, and then you rotate a little bit and go into afterburner, which also activates a button 19. So this way the game knows when you're on cutoff position and when you're in afterburner. Okay, so axis, great precision. I mean, no trembling, no nothing, just real nice. I have the friction in the default factory setting. It feels good to me. So buttons, you have the button 17, the shaft flare function. You have the hat, which you use to designate targets, select targets, slew. So basically slew the weapon systems. There's a click, there's a button if you depress it, button 12. Okay, so then you have the speed brake, so it's a momentary number 9 switch is a momentary switch. Then it has the off position and the close speed brake position, which it latches, so you have to go back to off. Then you have the dogfight mode. It's a 3-way switch. It latches onto the position. Middle position is off. Then you have these knobs. So this one is the antenna elevation. Okay, see the axis. Now what's cool about this is, even with your eyes closed, you can feel when it slides into the middle of the axis. Okay, so without looking to the screen, I know this position is the middle of the axis. There's a switch, pretty strong switch, and as you can see, the RY axis, when I press the switch, even if there's a slight motion, it doesn't move. So when you press, there won't be an accidental move. The same way, if you move, the switch is strong enough so that you don't accidentally press the switch. So really nice. The same goes for this knob, the RX axis, which is the what's this for? I forget. Oh yes, the range, manual range. So I suppose zooming in and out with the targeting pod, for instance. So the same thing, without looking, I know that there's a little click here, and this is the middle position of the axis. Also a button number 6, which is the uncage button. Okay, so then yes, the comms. So it's a four-way hat. So IFF, VHF, UHF, and there's also a click. I don't know what would be normally assigned to this, but you can assign a button function for this switch. Oh, okay. Yes, and these are the normal, I suppose, F16 functions, and then there's some added buttons. So there's a button here on the underside, button 16. I believe this doesn't usually exist on an F16, but here's an extra button you can use for something. I don't know, just to assign it to whatever. And there's this three-way switch, I suppose. So it has 13, 15. So you slide it forwards or backwards and activates a switch. And if you depress it, there's another switch as well when you depress it. So again, you can assign it to whatever you feel it's useful. Yeah, and I guess that's it. Everything feels great right out of the box, and yeah. Oh, and by the way, I'm using this CH stick that a friend of mine lent me. It's really awesome. It's great. The only difference to a Thrustmaster, I suppose, is that it's made out of plastic, but it's pretty strong, and it's very light to the touch, so it's super comfortable. But of course, if you prefer to use more force, then yeah, the Thrustmaster stick would be more appropriate.
Contact. 4,000. Goblin 3-1, NT 1-1. Heads up, tanker is entering turn. 7,000.
So, some final words. I mean, I know it's pricey, it's not a cheap product, but man, I love it. I've been using it for 2 weeks and it's great. Yeah, it's really good, so I recommend it. You know, if you really like flying the F-16, this is a replica, and yeah, it just feels great.